Other question is about the skin condition. How much time is allowed to rinse the skin with water? DM water can be used for rinsing. That's a scientific question.
I think maybe I can
study.
start
Yeah.
and others can add. So I think when we talked about skin preparation extensively this morning, as well as on the first day of this workshop, and while we understand that we typically, if you have cadaver skin, it's frozen, it needs to be thawed. One of the recommendations that we heard from Dr. Rani's presentation is historically his experience has been to thaw it within the Ziploc bag before you take it out. We acknowledge that sometimes there could be like a particle or two on the surface of the skin, and by which I mean on the stratum corneum side, so on the top surface of the skin that you can typically see if you look down at your hand. It is okay to rinse it for like 15 seconds or 30 seconds with water. Where we run into challenges is if the skin sections, after it was removed from the freezer, was completely submerged. It was taken out from that Ziploc bag or whatever that wrapping is, and it was completely submerged in a water bath for 30 minutes. Because at that point, we are no longer sure if that has led to changes in the structure of the stratum corneum, which of course may lead to changes in the permeability barrier and therefore your observations from the IVPT study. Now, I saw a question earlier in the chat today, can we use transepidermal water loss values to look at if the skin is overhydrated? Well, it depends really on how you are running running your barrier integrity test, but I would clarify that the sole role of the barrier integrity tests in our IVPT setup is to detect if there are holes in the skin, if there are any major disruptions to the barrier. So I would encourage you not to submerge the skin in water before setting it up in a diffusion cell, rather than trying to justify overhydration by transepidermal water loss values.